Living according to fate. The secret to peace of mind and less suffering in life. In the boundless flow of existence, everything arises, changes, and fades away according to causes and conditions. Nothing comes into being by itself, and nothing truly disappears. All things are woven together through an invisible thread that is karma, cause, and condition, supportive factors. This is the principle of dependent origination that the Buddha revealed. When this exists, that arises. When this ceases, that also ceases. It sounds simple, yet it contains the entire truth of the universe. Everything we experience, joy or sorrow, gain or loss, meeting or parting, is formed by causes and conditions, and will dissolve when those conditions change. When we deeply understand this truth, our heart becomes lighter, our mind grows calm. We stop clinging to why me and begin to see that everything comes and goes according to its own causes and conditions. 1. Understanding the meaning of cause and condition in Buddhism. Cause, nan, means the seed, the root of what will manifest later. Condition, tuyen, means the supportive environment that allows that seed to sprout and bear fruit. For example, a seed of mango will only grow into a mango tree if it meets the right soil, sunlight, and rain. Those are conditions. Likewise, if we plant a seed of anger and conditions of resentment or greed arise, then suffering will inevitably blossom. But if we plant a seed of compassion and nourish it with patience and understanding, then peace will bloom within us. Every smile, every sorrow, every encounter in life, all are the result of countless invisible causes and conditions intertwined together. Nothing happens by accident. No one meets us by mistake. Every event, every person we meet is part of a great karmic web that we ourselves have been weaving over many lifetimes. 2. Life is the flow of interconnected causes and conditions. Look deeply and you'll see. The parents who gave us this body, that is a great condition. The teachers who guided us, that is a precious condition. The people who hurt or abandoned us, that too is a necessary condition for our growth. Without the bad conditions, how could we ever learn patience and compassion? Without storms, how could the heart learn stillness? Thus, the wise do not curse fate nor blame anyone. They simply understand, and that understanding is liberation. Because once you understand that everything arises through causes and conditions, you no longer demand the world to be otherwise. You simply walk gently through life, meeting each moment as it is. 3. When causes meet conditions, results appear. The Buddha taught, if you plant a sweet seed, you will taste sweetness. If you plant a bitter seed, you will taste bitterness. Everything we experience now is the fruit of causes we planted before, through thoughts, words, and actions. If we sow kindness, we reap harmony. If we sow deceit, we reap distrust. If we sow anger, we reap conflict. And yet, no karma is fixed forever. Because when we change our causes through mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, we also transform our results. This is the profound hope hidden in the law of cause and condition. Nothing is predetermined. Every moment is a chance to plant new seeds. So even if our past was full of suffering, we can start anew by planting the seed of understanding and love right here, right now. 4. Seeing life through the eyes of cause and condition. When we truly see life through the lens of dependent origination, our heart becomes soft and open. We no longer resent the people who hurt us. They are just part of the necessary conditions for our awakening. We no longer chase after those who left us. Their leaving simply means the condition has ended. We no longer cling to joy nor fear sorrow. Both are impermanent waves within the great ocean of causes and conditions. This understanding gives birth to compassion because we realize everyone is moving according to their own karmic flow. No one is truly to blame, and nothing truly belongs to us. To live is simply to accept, learn, and awaken through each experience life brings. 5. Summary of Part 1. Understanding the law of cause and condition is the foundation of peace. It helps us stop blaming others and start cultivating our own inner seeds. When we see that everything is connected, our heart naturally expands, filled with compassion, patience, and gentle wisdom. When the heart understands cause and condition, it no longer complains nor clings. It simply smiles at the ever-changing dance of life. Part 2. When we understand cause and condition, suffering lessens in life. People often ask, why does suffering exist? Why do I feel unhappy despite my efforts? The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we cling to what is impermanent, resist what is happening, or misunderstand the flow of causes and conditions. Suffering is not caused by the world, but by our mind resisting the truth of life. When we understand that everything is shaped by causes and conditions, our mind naturally softens, and suffering gradually loses its grip. 1. Suffering arises from clinging. Clinging is like holding water in a fist. The tighter we hold, the more it slips away. We cling to people, believing they belong to us. We cling to possessions, thinking they give security. We cling to ideas and expectations, hoping life will always follow our plan. But life is ever-changing. Conditions arise and fade. People come and go. Circumstances shift. The Buddha said, attachment is the root of suffering. Understanding this is the first step toward liberation. When we see that clinging itself is the source of pain, we start to loosen our grip, not out of fear or resignation, but out of awareness and wisdom. 2. Seeing suffering as a teacher. Suffering is often seen as a curse, but in the eyes of the Buddha, it is a mirror reflecting our mind. Every pain, every disappointment, every loss is an opportunity to observe the causes we have created and the conditions that shape our lives. When a relationship ends, we can reflect. What seeds of expectation, attachment, or misunderstanding did I plant? When we face failure at work, we can ask, what seeds of effort, laziness, or delusion shaped this outcome? Suffering teaches patience, humility, and compassion. It reminds us that life is not under our control, but our mind is always within reach. Pain is a guide, not an enemy. Observe it with mindfulness, and it will reveal the way to peace. 3. Letting go and freeing the heart to lessen suffering. One must practice letting go without losing awareness. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing attachment to outcomes, releasing expectations of people, releasing judgments about life. Like a bird released from a cage, the heart finds freedom when it stops clinging. The Buddha said, even in the midst of loss, the mind can remain unshaken. When we let go, we do not fall into indifference. Instead, we rise into compassionate awareness, able to engage fully with life without being dragged into suffering. 4. Understanding cause and condition reduces blame. When we truly understand that every event arises due to causes and conditions, we no longer feel the need to blame anyone, including ourselves. The person who hurts us is simply acting according to their causes and conditions. The circumstances that challenge us are merely the unfolding of karmic patterns. Even our own mistakes are opportunities to learn and create better causes for the future. This understanding transforms our experience. No one owes me anything, and I owe no one anything. Everything arises and passes according to conditions. Peace is found in acceptance. not in control. 5. Mindfulness as the key to seeing causes and conditions. Mindfulness allows us to observe the flow of causes and conditions in each moment. When anger arises, we notice its cause in our past thoughts or attachments. When joy arises, we notice the supportive conditions that nurtured it. When suffering arises, we see it as the result of causes that were planted long ago. Through mindful observation, we begin to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Our mind becomes like a calm lake. Disturbances ripple across the surface, but the depths remain serene. 6. Transforming suffering into awakening. Suffering is not meant to trap us, but to awaken us to the truth of life. When we accept it with understanding, it becomes a doorway to patience, compassion, wisdom, inner peace. The Buddha said, "Those who understand the law of cause and condition walk lightly on the earth. They meet joy and sorrow alike with equanimity." By seeing life through the lens of causes and conditions, we learn pain is temporary, happiness is temporary. Only understanding and mindfulness are constant. 7. Summary of Part DR. Understanding causes and conditions lightens the heart and frees the mind from unnecessary suffering. It helps us stop clinging to what is impermanent, stop blaming ourselves and others, see every event as a lesson, respond with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. When you understand the flow of causes and conditions, your heart becomes light, your mind calm, and suffering naturally diminishes. Part the 3rd. Living in harmony with causes and conditions. Understanding causes and conditions is only the first step. The next step is learning to live in harmony with them, to act wisely, not forcefully, to accept, not resist, to cultivate peace, not conflict. Living in harmony with causes and conditions is the art of flowing with life rather than fighting it. It is like sailing with the wind rather than against it. 1. Accepting the present moment. The Buddha taught, "The mind that accepts the present is free from suffering." Life unfolds in the present moment. Some conditions please us, some challenge us. Some causes lead to joy, some to difficulty. When we accept what is happening without resisting, we reduce unnecessary suffering. Acceptance does not mean passivity. It means acknowledging reality as it is, while maintaining inner calm. For example, a rainy day disrupts your plans. Instead of anger, you accept it and find peace in small joys. A difficult colleague creates tension. Instead of resentment, you observe the situation with awareness and respond wisely. Acceptance is the first step toward harmony. Tulu 2. Acting with wisdom. Once we accept the present, we can act with mindfulness and wisdom. The Buddha said, "Act with a heart of awareness, not of attachment. Speak with kindness, even when provoked. Make decisions based on understanding, not impulse. Take action when necessary, but do not grasp the results." By acting with wisdom, our deeds become seeds of harmony rather than discord. We influence the world gently, not forcefully, in accordance with the natural flow of causes and conditions. 3. Cultivating inner peace amid external change. The world is ever-changing, unpredictable, and often challenging. But peace is cultivated internally, independent of external circumstances. When success comes, we rejoice but do not cling. When difficulties arise, we face them with patience and composure. When people leave, we let them go gracefully. The Buddha compared the wise mind to a deep lake. The surface may ripple with waves, but the depths remain still. Living in harmony means maintaining inner stability regardless of life's external fluctuations. 4. Transforming obstacles into opportunities. Every challenge, every difficulty is a teacher in disguise. When we view obstacles through the lens of causes and conditions, a mistake becomes a lesson. A conflict becomes an opportunity for patience and understanding. A loss becomes a chance to practice letting go. The Buddha said, "Difficulties are the hinges on the door to awakening. By harmonizing with life's flow, we convert adversity into growth. Suffering is no longer a punishment, but a catalyst for transformation." 5. Maintaining balance in relationships. Living in harmony also applies to human relationships. Treat others with compassion, understanding that their actions arise from their own causes and conditions. Respond with patience rather than anger and kindness rather than resentment. Let go of expectations and embrace people as they are, not as we wish them to be. Harmony arises not from controlling others, but from cultivating peace within ourselves. When our heart is balanced, relationships naturally improve and conflicts diminish. 6. Harmonizing work and daily life. The principle applies to daily life and work as well. Approach tasks with diligence, but do not obsess over results. Handle setbacks as part of the flow of causes and conditions. Celebrate successes with gratitude, knowing they depend on many supporting conditions. Living in harmony is about participating fully in life without being trapped by it. It is about doing what is right and letting go of what is beyond control. 7. Summary of Part 3. Living in harmony with causes and conditions is the art of accepting the present moment, acting with wisdom and mindfulness, maintaining inner peace amid change, transforming obstacles into opportunities, nurturing balanced relationships, engaging in life without attachment to outcomes. The mind that flows with life is like water in a river. It moves gently, nourishes all it touches, and reaches its destination naturally. Part 4. The power of a peaceful mind in every condition. A disciple once asked the Buddha, "Master, I practice diligently, yet the world still disturbs me. How can I be at peace?" The Buddha smiled and said, "Peace begins within. When your mind is calm, the world appears calm. When your mind is disturbed, even a quiet place feels chaotic." Indeed, the root of suffering is not outside, but within our unsettled mind. When the mind is still, we can face joy, sorrow, gain, and loss without being shaken. When the mind is turbulent, even moments of beauty become sources of unrest. To live in harmony with causes and conditions, the first step is to cultivate a peaceful mind in every circumstance. 1. A peaceful mind is the source of true tranquility. The mind is like a lake. When the water is calm, it reflects the sky, the clouds, and even our own image clearly. When the water is disturbed, the reflection becomes distorted, unclear, and murky. Life is similar. When our mind is at peace, we see events clearly. When our mind is restless, even simple matters appear overwhelming or unfair. The Buddha said, "Mind leads all things. Mind creates all things." Peace is not something to find outside. It is a state of mind that arises when we understand and accept causes and conditions. A peaceful mind is not shaken by circumstances because it sees that everything is impermanent, arising and passing according to natural law. 2. A peaceful mind attracts good conditions. The mind is a powerful field of energy. A mind filled with anger, jealousy, or greed tends to attract unfavorable conditions. A mind filled with compassion, generosity, and calmness naturally attracts harmony and support. The Buddha taught, "Whatever the mind holds, the world mirrors." If our mind is clear, kind, and serene, people and situations around us respond in kind. If our mind is restless and reactive, the world appears chaotic. Peaceful minds naturally draw positive conditions simply because their energy resonates with harmony. 3. Mindfulness reveals the flow of causes and conditions. Often, we are swept away by work, emotions, or worries, and fail to notice the web of causes and conditions around us. Mindfulness acts like a lamp illuminating the present moment, allowing us to observe life as it truly is. The Buddha said in the Satipatthana Sutta, "Contemplate the body in the body, feelings in feelings, mind in mind, phenomena in phenomena, with diligence, awareness, and mindfulness." Mindfulness allows us to observe without attachment or aversion. When someone hurts us, we can see it as a condition that teaches patience. When a setback occurs, we can reflect on the causes we planted and adjust our actions. When good fortune comes, we can greet it with gratitude, knowing it arises from countless conditions. Through mindfulness, we see clearly that nothing is random. Everything is an interplay of causes and conditions. With this clarity, the mind becomes unshakable. 4. Acceptance and transformation. A disciple once complained, "Master, I do good, yet people criticize me and cause me suffering. What should I do?" The Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not take it, who owns it?" The disciple said, "It belongs to the giver." The Buddha smiled. Similarly, if someone speaks harshly or acts against you and you do not accept it into your mind, the harm remains with them. Peace arises when the mind does not cling. A peaceful mind does not mean weakness. It is strength guided by wisdom and compassion. It allows us to meet challenges without being overwhelmed. 5. Contemplating impermanence, dependent origination, and no self. The Buddha taught 3 reflections to stabilize the mind amidst life's uncertainties. 1. Impermanence, anicca. Everything changes, nothing lasts forever. 2. Dependent origination, paticca samuppada. Everything arises due to causes and conditions. 3. No self, anatta. There is no fixed independent I. Through these reflections, what we cling to will inevitably change. People and situations we resist will pass. Our own identity is fluid and ever-changing. The mind naturally releases grasping, attachment, and suffering. It learns to flow with life rather than struggle against it. 6. Turning adversity into harmony. Even obstacles and difficulties can become allies of awakening. The farmer whose crops fail may learn patience, humility, and gratitude. A setback at work may teach diligence and wisdom. Loss or loneliness becomes a teacher of self-compassion and inner strength. The Buddha said, "Adverse conditions test the heart. When met with wisdom and compassion, they become the path to liberation." A peaceful mind sees suffering not as punishment, but as an opportunity to awaken. 7. Peace is the foundation of true happiness. True happiness does not depend on wealth, status, or possessions. It arises from a mind that is calm and unshakable. The Buddha said, "No jewel shines brighter than a tranquil mind. No treasure is more precious than a heart at peace." When the mind is calm, even modest surroundings and simple food bring contentment. When the mind is restless, luxury and abundance still leave us unsatisfied. Peace is the harbor of life, the light within every moment of change. Item: Summary of Part 4. Peaceful mind, clarity and freedom from turmoil. Mindfulness reveals the web of causes and conditions. Acceptance transforms suffering into growth. Contemplation of impermanence, dependent origination, and no self stabilizes the mind. True happiness arises from within. When the mind is at peace, the world is at peace. When you understand causes and conditions, suffering naturally fades. Part 5. Applying causes and conditions in modern life. The Buddha's teachings on causes and conditions are not merely philosophical ideas. They are practical guides for daily living. Understanding these truths helps us navigate relationships, work, family, and society with wisdom and serenity. In today's fast-paced, competitive world, The principle of causes and conditions can bring clarity, patience, and peace to our lives. 1. In love, meeting and parting as conditions. Love is perhaps the most obvious expression of causes and conditions. Sometimes we meet someone and feel an inexplicable connection, as if we have known them before. Sometimes love blossoms, but eventually fights. The Buddha taught, those who meet in life are not by chance. They come because of karma and conditions from past lives. In relationships, we should love with gratitude, not possession. Be thankful for the presence of the other, for they teach you love, patience, and growth. When parting occurs, accept that the condition has ended. A heart attuned to causes and conditions does not cling, resent, or grieve endlessly. Instead, it smiles. We met by karma. We love by karma. We parted by karma. All is well. Love seen through this lens becomes gentle, free, and profound. 2. In family, understanding conditions fosters harmony. Family is the deepest field for practicing causes and conditions. Parents, children, spouses, all are present due to karmic conditions. To repay gratitude or kindness, to repay past debts, to teach or learn lessons. Understanding this allows us to see family relationships with compassion. Children may be here to express gratitude, love them wholeheartedly. Challenges from family may be here to teach patience and forgiveness. Differences are simply conditions to practice acceptance. A family where members understand causes and conditions becomes less conflictive and more harmonious. Everyone recognizes relationships are opportunities for growth, not sources of suffering. 3. In work, effort without attachment. Many people approach work with fear, anxiety, or desire for recognition. Applying causes and conditions allows us to act wholeheartedly without being enslaved by results. The Buddha taught, do your best, but do not let the outcome bind your mind. Work with intention and diligence. Cultivate joy in effort, not only in achievement. Accept that results depend on countless conditions beyond your control. When you act with wisdom, effort becomes joyful rather than burdensome. Even failure is a lesson. Even success is transient. Patience and awareness turn work into a path of personal growth. 4. In social relationships, compassion transforms conditions. Daily life brings countless encounters. Friends, colleagues, strangers. Understanding causes and conditions allows us to respond with compassion, knowing that people act according to their karma. Avoid resentment and unnecessary conflict. See challenges as opportunities to practice patience and understanding. The Buddha said, those who test you most are teaching you most. A heart aligned with causes and conditions does not fight, nor cling, nor react impulsively. It observes, responds wisely, and remains unshakably peaceful. 5. In illness and difficulty, conditions as teachers. Sickness, loss, and hardship are inevitable. A mind attuned to causes and conditions views these as opportunities for reflection and inner growth. Illness teaches self-care and mindfulness. Challenges reveal patterns in our actions and choices. Loss reminds us of impermanence and gratitude. The Buddha said, in suffering, one sees clearly the truth of life. Pain then becomes a teacher, not an enemy. By practicing mindfulness and acceptance, we transform adversity into awakening. 6. In spiritual practice, walking the path of causes and conditions. Spiritual practice is not about escaping life, but living skillfully within it. Every thought, word, and action is a seed of karma. Every encounter, challenge, or opportunity is a condition for growth. Practicing awareness transforms life itself into a path of awakening. A practitioner of causes and conditions lives with gratitude for presence and encounters, with acceptance of departures and losses, with mindfulness in each moment, with compassion for all beings. Life itself becomes the teacher, the temple, and the path. 7. Living flexibly, yet mindfully. Living according to causes and conditions does not mean passivity, but a harmonious engagement with life. Flow with circumstances without losing virtue. Act when appropriate, pause when necessary. Let go when conditions change. Hold on with care when conditions support growth. The Buddha said, "Flow with conditions, yet do not be carried away. Hold virtue like an anchor. Let wisdom guide like a sail." Living with this balance brings freedom, clarity, and serenity, even in a world full of unpredictability. 8. Summary of Part 5. Applying causes and conditions in modern life. In love, appreciate, do not cling. In family, see lessons, cultivate harmony. In work, give your best, release attachment. In social life, respond with compassion. In difficulty, learn, accept, awaken. In spiritual practice, cultivate mindfulness, gratitude, and virtue. In daily life, flow flexibly with awareness. A heart that understands causes and conditions lives lightly, freely, and peacefully, transforming every encounter into a path of growth. Part 6. Living in accord with causes and conditions. The conclusion. The Buddha said, "When one understands causes and conditions, one no longer blames, no longer fears, and no longer suffers." This is the wisdom of living in harmony with life's flow, to act with mindfulness, respond with compassion, and let everything unfold according to natural law. Life is like a river. Water does not resist stones, bends around obstacles, and eventually flows to the sea. Similarly, a person who lives according to causes and conditions navigates life with grace, patience, and wisdom. 1. Living in accord with the laws of the universe. Everything arises due to causes and conditions. Nothing is random, nothing permanent. When we accept this, our mind becomes free. When we resist it, suffering arises. Living in harmony does not mean inaction. It means acting with full awareness, compassion, and understanding, while letting go of outcomes that are beyond our control. 2. Acceptance without resignation. Those who understand the path do not avoid difficulty, nor are they carried away by desire. They know every hardship, every loss, every challenge is a condition for growth. Misunderstandings teach patience. Betrayals teach letting go. Loss teaches gratitude. Loneliness teaches returning to oneself. No event is meaningless. Every experience is a living scripture teaching us about causes, conditions, and the nature of the mind. When we embrace this, we stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this experience teaching me?" This is the mind of one aligned with life's flow, seeing lessons in every ordinary moment. 3. Compassion and wisdom. If causes and conditions are the web connecting all beings, then compassion is the golden thread that makes this web beautiful. Compassion allows us to love without possession, forgive without weakness. Wisdom allows us to know when to act, when to let go, and how to accept without suffering. With both, we can live in the world unshakably, meeting all beings as part of the karmic web, understanding that meeting is a condition, parting is a condition. All is transient. 4. Practicing mind in harmony with conditions daily. Living in harmony is not distant. It is in every breath, every action, every encounter. Upon waking, be grateful for life itself. In meeting others, smile with joy. In work, act wholeheartedly. In difficulty, cultivate patience and awareness. By living with gratitude for every condition, life ceases to feel heavy. Even small deeds become opportunities to plant seeds of virtue and harmony. One day you will realize peace is not found in the outside world, but in a mind attuned to life's flow. 5. Living in accord with the Dharma. The Buddha taught, those who live in accordance with causes and conditions live in accordance with the Dharma. The Dharma is not outside of life. It is the natural law of cause, condition, and effect. To live in harmony with life is to live with virtue, awareness, and compassion. Those who live this way do not escape suffering, but meet it with equanimity. They do not resist change because they understand. Suffering is a condition. Happiness is a condition. Meetings are conditions. Partings are conditions. Only the awakened mind remains. 6. Understanding causes and conditions is understanding oneself. Ultimately, living according to causes and conditions is not only understanding the world, it is understanding the mind. If there is greed within, conditions will appear that test patience. If there is anger, conditions will appear that test tolerance. If there is compassion, conditions will appear that foster harmony. To change conditions, one must return to change the mind. Good mind, favorable conditions, clear mind, clear life, peaceful mind, life in peace. 7. Closing with a breath of serenity. Take a deep breath. Feel life flowing through you. Each inhalation is a cause. Each exhalation is a condition. Each day is an opportunity to start anew with clarity, compassion, and gratitude. Live gently. Honor every condition. Let go gracefully. And remember, all causes and conditions are temporary. Only the peaceful mind is eternal. Living in accord with causes and conditions is living in accord with the Dharma. Peace arises when the mind aligns with the flow of life. Understanding conditions lessens suffering and awakens the heart.